So you're moving to Las Vegas, looking to buy a home in Las Vegas, and you want to be in the safest place possible, right? Well, stick around and we're going to talk about that a little bit and help you with your decision-making process. Hi, my name is Eric, real estate agent here in Las Vegas. Going to make this real quick. I cover Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson. If you're interested in buying, selling a home, please reach out to me even for a quick discussion. The best thing to do is to get on my calendar, and that way I can block out time for you. Also, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and all the other requisite stuff to help the YouTube algorithm help more people find me. So you're looking to move to Las Vegas, Henderson, North Las Vegas, and you're going like, hey, I want the safest place. And of course, everyone wants the safest place. And one of the things that you think that's going to make it safe is if it's gated. Well, having a gated neighborhood's not always the safest, because I'm about to burst your bubble right now. A gated neighborhood is no more safer than any other type of neighborhood. And I'm going to go through those reasons here in a moment. So, of course, you're going to think, well, wait a minute. They can't get into the neighborhood unless they have been invited in. I let them in. There's a code or something else. Well, you've lost track of one little thing: human nature. Now, of course, there are two different types of gated neighborhoods. There's, of course, the traditional gated neighborhoods. You got your little remote, you let yourself in, or you got a little keypad and all that stuff. And then there's a guard gated community. So let's go through each one real quick. So first of all, that false sense of security of the gated neighborhood, here's why it doesn't work. All you got to do is follow someone in. The gates have to open and close at certain speeds, and 2 and 3 cars can let themselves in before that gate closes, which means what kind of security is that? All someone has to do is wait at a decent distance until someone comes in and goes in, and then they get to go in. So what made me start thinking about this is I was actually showing some houses, and actually they were condos. I'd been there before, and before there'd been codes, but these codes have probably changed, have been lost. I don't know what's going on. I always check and make sure I get the codes, and I get multiple codes. And in this case, none of the codes worked. So when I had to come back again this weekend, I decided to do what most of the MLS sheets said for the condos in there and just follow someone in. And guess how easy it was? It took nothing at all. As a matter of fact, there was a guy at the thing. I was like, oh, let me get on over there. And he's punching the codes, can't do anything, or he's trying to get a hold of someone. So I parked to the side as I was talking about. And then after a while, it's like, oh, maybe this guy can get me in. So he backs off and tries to do maneuver and everything. And I'm just sitting there like, because I can't get in. And he can't get in, and guess what? Another car comes on, they can't get in, and the 4th car comes along, and that one has the clicker, and guess what? All 4 cars go through. That's normal. Now, take a look at this video. I actually had my little video camera next to me, and I was like, hey, this is a good time to prove a point. This is why this video was made, and here we go. As you can see, folks can't get in. Then we're all parking and everything, trying to make our ways until someone comes along, and zippity-doo-dah, guess what? We all get into the condo complex. This is normal around here. All of the gated neighborhoods, I'm sorry, not all, most are wide enough when you come in where you can fit 2 vehicles. Well, in those, what they do is people already know they don't have to worry about having a code. They either drive up to the front where the gate is, and some of them have long ways from the thing until the gate, or they sit there on the side and they wait for someone else to come in. How much safety do you get from that? Very little. Now, why would anyone just let them in? Well, if they don't let them in, they don't get to go in. Have you seen humanity lately? People don't like to wait. People have become very impatient. I mean, people are so impatient. I remember one time I was working with a couple on Friday night. They sent me a whole bunch of houses they wanted to see on Saturday. Now, they didn't prearrange to see houses. They just sent me a bunch of houses on Saturday night. Do you know what time? 11 p.m. And it was like a lot, like 15 houses they wanted to see on Saturday. Again, no appointment, just sent it at 11 p.m. and went, these are the houses we want to see tomorrow. What if I had other clients or something? 6 a.m., I get a call from the wife. Are we good to go to see all of these houses, and when do we start? 11 p.m., 6 a.m., for almost 15 houses. And I was like, it's 6 a.m. I can't call anyone to see if these houses are even available or make appointments until at least 8 p.m., which is actually the law. She did not like that answer. Let's just say that was the last time I heard from her, because people in this day and age do not like to wait. So when they pull up to that gate and you're sitting there at the front, guess what they're going to do? Boop, 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 boop. Or click and you get to go in. So how much protection is that? None, but you get to pay for it because they got to pay for the gate. The gates break down quite often. Teenagers like to ride the gate for fun, younger teenagers. So they break. So you get to pay for that. Okay. So now you realize that now you're not really that safe, except for the guard-gated neighborhood. Well, do you really want to pay another $250 a month? And here's the worst part that's going to just drive you nuts. A lot of the guard-gated neighborhoods aren't that safe either. If it's a newer neighborhood and they are still building any kind of homes in there, all you got to do is drive up to the guard. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Most of the guard-gated ones have little cameras, so they know who you are when you came in, but they don't know if you stole anything. Come up and say, I want to go to XYZ builder. They will take your license, they will write the information down, and let you right on in. And I mean places with multi-million-dollar homes. And there are places with multi-million-dollar homes that they're still building. All you got to do is drive up, and they're going to let you right on in there. Right on in. Enjoy it. So what happens for the guard-gated ones where it's older and they finish building out? How do you get in? I'm not putting out a advertisement here to go break into places, but I'm telling you why you're not safe. Every one of those guard-gated neighborhoods, you see there's a maximum height of a fence you're allowed to have here in Clark County. As you notice, the fences here are cement block. So how high can they be? Unless you get a variance from the county, they can only be 6 feet. Do you know anybody who can bound over a 6-foot wall? A nice solid one? Yeah. Even though selling houses in gated neighborhoods and guard gated neighborhoods, I've noticed that the outer wall is always 6 feet, which means there are plenty of places where people can just jump over. Some of the parks are next to the fence. Just jump over in the middle of the night into the park and then walk on and do your thing. Yeah, so they walk over and they do their thing. And their thing is what? Breaking into a house, your house? Well, there's nothing you can do about it because those are things to make you feel safe. There's really isn't much you can do to be safe except for get a really good alarm system. Oh, let's talk about alarm systems. Oh my goodness. They're absolutely worthless. Do you know why? Because when they go off, nobody pays attention. When's the last time a car alarm went off for you? Well, you're just hearing that, Did anyone go and look? Did anyone care? Same thing for home alarms. I've seen home alarms go off. As a matter of fact, I was at a house and I never can understand why this stuff happens. The seller didn't want to relinquish the codes to have it turned off because some you can't turn them off. You got to do it from an app or something. Wouldn't give that to the agent. So we went to see the house. It's like a $2.1 million house. And we opened the door and we'd already called ahead, so it'd be disarmed. Remember, this is a neighborhood with $2 million houses. Alarms just going off, blaring. Nobody ever looked. Nobody ever cared. On top of that, the popo never showed. We were just standing out there, had my ID ready for the popo. No, they never shared. They never showed. Nope. Do you know why? First of all, that alarm may be non-monitored. Now, let's say you have a monitored alarm. I had a listing I had one time. Those of you who've been following my channel around when I would talk about Shooty Stabby Town, this was my listing in Shooty Stabby Town. Had an alarm on it. And the same thing, that owner did not want to give up the thing to me. I had to, get a hold of them and couldn't get a hold of them that day. And it was for the home inspection. They completed the entire home inspection with the alarm blaring, but this one was a monitored one. After about 45 minutes, remember, I couldn't get a hold of the seller. After 45 minutes, the police finally showed up. 45 minutes. There's this guy who's a real estate agent in Chicago. He's real famous because he does speeches all over the country. He's real funny and everything. He said a cop once told him he needs a gun. He says, when your life is in danger and decisions are seconds away, the police at best are minutes away. And thank goodness we live in Nevada that is Second Amendment friendly. So, yeah, get a dog, get a gun. It's the only thing that's gonna keep you safe. That guard gated neighborhood, $2 million neighborhood, remember, Popo never showed. There's a lot of false security. And don't take this and say like Las Vegas is that dangerous. Las Vegas is on the same level of safety as every other big city out there. What I'm saying is you come and go like, I want to live in a gated neighborhood because it's safer. It's no safer. I want to live in a guard gated neighborhood so I can be completely safe. Nope. People jump fences. I'm going to get an alarm. I'm not going to mention companies because I don't want somebody to come out after me and that's going to make me feel safe. Nah, it's too easy to cut a line if somebody really wanted to get in. The alarm's going to blare in the middle of the night and guess what? And I've talked about it before, this is a great place because everyone minds their business. But if everyone's minding their business, they're not minding yours. And by the time you go through the entire process, so here's how the process will work with an alarm. The alarm blares. You will get a call in a few minutes from the company. Then they're going to call the number on the secondary. So let's say you have 2 numbers, maybe you have 3 or 4. Can't get a hold of anybody. Then they're going to wait a minute to see if it gets turned off. Then they're going to call again. Then when all that happens, they'll call the police. Now the police are probably 5 minutes away according to what neighborhood you live in. The funniest thing is you see more police presence. I don't know, it varies. Sometimes you go to the shooty stabby places, a cop's passing by every minute. Sometimes you go to the fanciest neighborhoods, the cops don't come by as much because there isn't as much action and they're spread thin. So let's say the cop takes 5 minutes to get there and now they start looking. Well, no matter what, at a minimum, 10 minutes have passed. How much of your stuff could they have gotten? How unsafe could you be if you were there when they broke in and they were armed? I'm going to leave it at that. And with leaving it at that, the biggest things you can do is look for safety. There are websites you can go to. I'll see if I can link one below. At least there is less of a chance of things happening. In an area with more action, even with gated neighborhoods, and some of them have guard gated neighborhoods with places with action. Just look at that as one of your factors that you want to see if you want to deal with, because paying that $250 a month may not help. I mean, the area where I live, there's a golf club that it closed down. We've had a lot of golf clubs closed down, and it actually had a guard gated portion. And somebody was able to jump the fence of that guard gated portion. See, I'm not about to give away stuff where I live because all you gotta do is look at the news. Somebody jumped the gate and got to the old golf clubhouse and burned it down doing, I don't know, whatever they were doing. Point is, it was behind a guard gated thing. And I don't think it was somebody who lived in the neighborhood. It's easy to jump a fence if you're athletic. If you're slow, old, and fat, maybe not. But if you're athletic, it's not that hard. So I'm gonna wrap it up and say, sometimes you have a false sense of security. I get a gun and get a dog more than anything else. I'm gonna leave it at that. And I may have made things sound a little dangerous, but again, remember, we actually have normal crime/safety around here. It's just a lot of people want to feel safe. Sometimes feeling and reality are 2 different things. Do not let that discourage you from wanting to move to Las Vegas. Let me tell you, you're gonna have a blast. This is a place to rediscover yourself. And if you want to rediscover yourself, again, my name is Eric. I'm a real estate agent here in the Las Vegas area, which includes North Las Vegas and Henderson. If you're moving or if you're moving away and you're trying to sell or something, even if it's 90 days from here, 6 months from now, don't worry, go ahead and reach out and look below for my information, call, text, email, better get on the calendar, and hopefully I have that link below. This is going to help you out, okay? I'm going to see you guys later, and we're going to keep the lights on for you.